What's going on, guys? I hope the car isn't too loud. I'm warming up the car before I leave the shop, and I wanted to give y'all an update, make another video. And know it's been like 2 or 3 months since I've uploaded anything, and there's a reason. All right, it's pretty stupid, honestly. So me and Daquan went up to whatchamacallit, maybe Winder. It was Winder, honestly. It was Winder area. It's our day to go get parts for some of our customers, and we're on the way back to the shop, right? We try to pass a car that was going kind of slow, and we wanted to pass him before the lane turned into a 1 lane, because it was a 2 lane. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a cop that, he pulled somebody over, right? Little did we know that we passed the cop. This cop just just radios all of the police department that me and Daquan were fucking racing. Which, I mean, I guess I understand, just because both the cars are loud. But come on, man. Like, dude, it's a 2 lane that's about to end in literally 100 feet. So we try and pass this guy. This guy just speeds up, so we end up not even passing him. And so yeah, we get into Winder, into Old Town Winder, or the city of Winder, or whatever you want to call it, and we see like a bunch of cops trying to get into the main road, and we're like, what the hell's going on? But on the top of my head, I'm like, wow, this guy really just called a whole PD on us. There's a car behind me, because I'm behind Daquan, that gets pulled over, right? He gets pulled over, and this dude literally says, oh, it was those 2 cars in front of me that were racing. And it's kind of like, dude, where the hell were we racing at? So, Daquan gets pulled over. This man says, hey, yo, come back. Boy, my dumb ass says, I bet I'm going to go back, because I didn't do shit. So I go back. Me and we're trying to figure out what the hell we got pulled over for, or what he got pulled over. But 2 cops, whatever, they come, they take our licenses, they ask us questions like, hey, were y'all, racing? And we simply said, no, we were not racing, only because we really weren't. So yeah, so the original cop that, called it in comes, and he's all like jacked up, beefed up, like, yo, y'all were racing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we were both kind of like looking at each other like, okay, where's your proof? You're only trying to pin this on us on a he said, she said basis, which doesn't make sense. But, regardless, me and this dude get locked up for reckless driving. Reckless driving, right? Anyways, I have a friend that, lives in that area, and I call him like, yo, come pick up both the cars. We don't want these cars impounded. I would rather not have a car impounded, because I've seen how impound yards don't really give a shit about people's cars, and they just tear them up, tear the front bumper off, clean off, that kind of shit. So me trying to prevent damage to my car and his car, tell a friend to come get it, he comes gets it, but this motherfucker just joyrides the shit out of our cars, man. We bond out, go pick up my car, his is fine. I go to start mine, my shit just doesn't want to start, right? So I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. Is this bitch out of gas? No, it's not out of gas. Whatever. I grab my truck, I tow it back to the shop. I'm doing some diagging and all that, and this thing's just smoking. It just puking smoke out of the tailpipes, you know? I'm like, ah, shit, this thing blew the fucking motor. I do some more diagging. He kind of confesses to it, which I don't mind, only because this is how shit goes. Like, I don't mind throwing in another fucking motor. It is what it is, you know? My boy just came through, he gave me a motor, I put it in, whatever. Hey, we're good, you know? So in the diagging processes, he fucking goes to the rev limiter, which, like I said, I don't care. This car is meant to be driven hard. Honestly, it probably would have happened to me, you know. Unfortunately, it happened with him, but he made it right. He gave me a motor, and hats off to you, bro, because not a lot of people would do that. You know, I respect that. So yeah, that's kind of the main reason. It sat for 2 months. Really, I wasn't really paying attention to it. I got the motor from him maybe a month in after it happened. But I really wasn't wanting to work on it just because of everything that, you know, that I've been going through with the car. Obviously this car's not going anywhere just because I don't know, 7 motors in. 3 were bad from the get-go from people just selling me bullshit ass motors. I'm not gonna say who, but you know, it is what it is. The other 3 were just, you know, 4 were just unlucky, I guess, man. You know, it is what it is at this point. I think the next motor I put in this bitch is gonna be a built motor, rods, pistons. I'm gonna try out the epoxy filled motor. I'm gonna try that out. I'm gonna start ordering parts maybe right after the holidays. So maybe around summertime, I'm gonna put another motor in. That's gonna be a built motor in it this time, which I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind throwing motors in this thing. I'll do this all day, you know. Right now the car runs really good. I'm happy to get back in it. I was driving my truck for a while and I was enjoying my truck, obviously, but you know, it feels good to be back in this car. But there are a few things that I want to show you guys that it's different from the car. The wheels, I got new wheels for it, new 15-inch wheels, and I got a Doc Race intake manifold. This thing took a long time for me to find, and one of my homeboys here actually found it for me and picked it up for me. So shout out to him. His name is Nelson. Shout out to him, man, because man, I tell you what, I wouldn't have been able to find one if it wasn't for him. And from what I've seen at Doc Race's site, they are discontinued. Yeah, and I got a few things I did to the manifold for it to work. Well, not really the manifold, it's the rail, because I do have a return system and I needed to work. I needed that thing to work, or else I would have to rip apart the friggin' the fuel system, the top hats and all that shit, and I really did not want to do that. I like the return system that I have on this thing. It is a custom made fuel return system that I made, so I will be showing you guys in a minute, if it's even visible, on what I did. The welding was pretty was the hardest part, you know. Parts of the areas where the rail was welded onto, I had a 6-AN fitting welded onto the to the fuel rail on Doc Race that would not seal properly, and it took a couple of times to get it right, but it got right, you know. This is a bottom mount rail, not the new I think this is the V3 that they come where the rails is top mounted. Honestly, I prefer the bottom rail just because it looks cleaner. Although the top mounted railed system is a lot easier, you know, to build a return system on and all that kind of shit, you know, get your injectors, whatever. It's a lot easier to maintain for maintenance for the injectors. I don't mind pulling the intake manifold, so that's why I didn't really care. I wasn't too picky on what manifold style I wanted to get. either way, it's there. So yeah, let me show you guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna start with the wheels, only because it's gonna take a little bit longer time to explain what I did over there at the on the intake manifold. I ended up actually getting some jegs for the car. Obviously, there's some rubbing right here, which I just noticed that. I might need to raise it a little bit, but I scored some 15-inch jegs with tires. It came with brand new tires, which I had just replaced my tires on my my Ford Stars. These look freaking amazing, man. Like, look at the lip on that. Sheesh. So these are actually 15 by 10. I mentioned to you in earlier videos that the only way I could fit these wheels is if I did a 3 Series hub conversion. I could fit more wheels on this car than it did with if I had the 1 Series hubs on this thing. So now we're gonna go over here. Look at that! Look at that intake manifold, guys. Doc Race single turbo kit, Doc Race intake manifold. I wanted to match the Doc Race parts. So what you had to do with this intake manifold is extend basically the vacuum. There's a hose on the vacuum that goes onto the bottom of the at the bottom of the intake manifold right here. You can see it right here. I had to extend that, and it goes to kind of like a check valve for the ventilation for the tank. So I had to extend that. I had to extend the throttle body plug wires, and what else? Oh, the T-map sensor also. So another thing is that I had to do, which I didn't really want to do, but I had to only because I needed to get the car running that day. I had to swap the BOV so it fits the charge pipe that I got from the Doc Race. Any of you guys know the channel. I love Turbo Smart. They are just the best because you can buy fake tiles, and there's certain ways that you can tell if it's a fake one or a real one. But that's for another video. I just really want to explain to me what I did to this. Anyways, I had to trade my BOV to fit this one, which my boy Justin came in clutch. He ended up with a better BOV, which is awesome. I appreciate you trading me for this one that fits this charge pipe. So yeah, so the charge pipe and everything, I kept it, you know me, I kept it and lined everything. Aside from that, that was pretty much it. I had to get that fitting welded. This one you can see, there it is. A fitting welded for the return system. There's the regulator. And I had to redo the catch can, how the catch can sat. Honestly, really simple setup. It's the cleanest this bay has ever looked, and I'm really happy that I got my hands on a Doc Race because I've been wanting that for a couple of years now. So yeah. Other than that, the car is still the same. It looks the same. This thing is freaking awesome. It's a blast to drive. I love this car. I will probably never get rid of it. And yeah. So yeah, guys, that's the recap. There's nothing really too new. I know I'm trying to set up a mountain run this weekend up to the North Georgia islands. What the island? There's no islands up here. The North Georgia mountains, probably the Tail of Dragon that I want to get to this weekend. So if anybody's in Georgia and they want to go to the mountain run, I'm trying to set that up, trying to see who's wanting to go. Regardless, if no one's gonna go, I'm going. But yeah, it should be a fun weekend. I will be filming that too. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, I appreciate you guys checking in, and I'm gonna get a lot more active now. Now that I got the car running, back running, it should be fun. But yeah, guys, thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed weekend. Till the next one.